Okay. This is a card overall about somebody that is assessing a situation and they're trying to see who's the best role, who's the best candidate, how is everybody performing, are they performing to the best of their capabilities, and things like that. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of back and forth between you and a supervisor, somebody who is in charge. And I do feel as well, they want your feedback, they want your honesty, and they want your honest appraisal and assessment of a situation, whether or not it's feasible, whether or not it's something the company can do, or whether or not they need to scrap it all together. So I feel like you might be called upon to, either defend or reject a certain project. And they're really looking to you for your honest and expertise and your honest assessment and appraisal. And it's really important as well that if you really strongly believe in something, stand up for it. Okay, like defend it, stand up for it, and tell people why it's in their enlightened, self-interest to pursue this course of action, mainly because not only do you feel like, it's going to pan out, it might be difficult and they might be very conflict averse, so they don't really want to get involved. But I feel that it's in your best interest for everybody involved to really speak your truth and to really state your case so that you're able to get everybody on board at the same time. Another thing that I'm feeling for you is that there is going to be opportunities here, and I do see heavy, heavy travel energy. So this is a card overall of expansion, okay? And what it indicates overall is I feel some of you are thinking about a major trip that you're planning to take. It might not be the month of July. It might be further on, later on sometime this year, and I feel like, from now until the October timeframe. And you're trying to see if there is adequate funds in order to undertake this trip, this vacation, this endeavor. Okay, so I feel like there is contemplations overall of a major trip that you're trying to save up money for. And I feel that a lot of you will be traveling with another person. And this is going to be something that they're saying like a very soulful connection. If you're traveling with another person, it's going to open you up for a myriad of new experiences. It's really going to be emotionally very fulfilling. And I feel that there will be a lot of heartfelt, soulful connection, communication as well coming through as a result of you embarking on a trip with another person. What I do sense as well is, first of all, it feels to me as if, especially for those of you who have been in the field of service, okay? If you have been working to serve other people, so for example, a public servant, a civil servant, a teacher, a community organizer, if your job involves taking care of other people, teaching people, serving other people in some way, I do feel that a big part of you, I'm sensing like there will be opportunities for you to do more with that. Okay. So there is, it's like taking on additional responsibilities, doing something because we believe in the good of it. We believe that we're able to help other people. And so we're taking on this additional endeavor, even though, we have a lot on our plate already. So I feel like some of you are being pulled and culled and cultivated for a position where you're going to be able to give back to other people. And you might have, first of all, you might have shrugged off, that endeavor, mainly because you're just like, no, I don't know if I want to be in the spotlight. I want to work behind the scenes. I'm not comfortable with, putting myself out there, putting my agenda out there. And so you might even doubt your skills. And I do feel there's an element, a huge, huge element here about public speaking, about having to state your case, even though there's a lot of people opposing you. Okay. So this is kind of like prying the answers from the lion's mouth. The people that you're dealing with as well, I feel like they're lacking the confidence. They're lacking the communication skills or even the cognitive skills to really communicate in a meaningful way. And I feel like they're shying away from conflict as well. They don't really want to say what's on their mind. And I do sense overall that you're going to be in a position where you're gently guiding them so that they can find a sense of direction. So I feel like a lot of you are working either with people who are very marginalized, impoverished, working with children even that might not have the vocabulary to state what they want and what they need, or you're working with somebody, you're dealing with somebody that has been through some type of depression, emotional trauma, and you're providing the tools for them to be able to overcome their fears, overcome their anxieties, overcome, this sense of worthlessness so that they can give themselves a voice and they can also be heard. Okay. So I'm sensing many of you are going to be working in this capacity where you're empowering other people to do something by providing them either the financial resources, the inspiration, the emotional support so that they can get things moving for themselves and that they can free themselves from, this self-imposed prison. Okay. This sense of like, oh, I'm not good enough, or this sense of like feeling very trapped in their circumstances. Okay. So you're battling for other people. You're battling to promote a specific agenda, and you're battling for the greater good is what I'm feeling for this year. I'm sorry, this month. And the other thing I want to talk to you very briefly about, and this is something that has been coming out for the past few months. Okay, so going back to that first message that I mentioned earlier, okay? I do sense, Virgos, that you're somebody you're a sign that is very humble. And a lot of you, I feel like you care about money in a way where you want to have enough of it to have the life that you want. And when it gets too excessive, or when you have way too much money, you're going to give it away, because I feel like most of you operate under the premise that, whatever we give away, it will come back to us, maybe in a different form. If we give away money, it can come back to us in good karma, for example. So you do believe in the rules of the universe. You do believe in actions and consequences and karma and all of those things. And I feel like we're dealing here with two very disparate groups of Virgo and people. And I feel like the first group, you try to do everything by the book, right? Like I mentioned. And I feel like you have your heart and your intentions in the right place. And I do feel that financially, because your heart and your intentions are kind of aligned, they're strictly aligned. The type of work that you do is very empowering for other people. And that's where you're able to achieve a lot of emotional satisfaction. When you're able to achieve a lot of emotional satisfaction and you're very good at your job, that's when financial windfalls will start to come in for you. Okay? Because I feel like it is coming in a way where we make sacrifices, long-term sacrifices, working at a job that we absolutely hate. It pays very little, but we love the work that we do because it's empowering. It helps other people. And it gives us that sense of purpose. So I feel like if you're drudging through it, there will be financial windfall coming back for you. And I also feel like for others of you, especially if you have been a little bit more like, I want to say like, if you've gotten into a work situation purely because it paid really well, because you want to climb that corporate ladder, but the work itself might have not been in alignment with you, meaning that you feel like you couldn't really help other people. It was just more like, a corporate job. You're just like a cog in the machine, but it pays well and it allows you financial mobility. It allows you to rise up. It allows you to climb that corporate ladder. I feel like you're having a little bit of that turning point, that fork in the road, where you're trying to figure out what's next. Where do I go from here? What's in store for me? Because this job is no longer emotionally fulfilling. And I feel that your soul is yearning for a lot more. But there's a lot of uncertainty. If you're of the latter group and you want to leave, there are a lot of opportunities out there for you, but it's basically doing the same thing over and over again and not having that emotional work satisfaction. And so you're trying to figure out, what's my next step? What do I do so that I'm not ending up in a place where I feel, drained? You want to feel inspired, and you also want to be able to give back too. So I feel like that's where the dilemma is. I don't feel that this energy is something that you can overcome on your own. You definitely need some type of mentorship, okay? You need to bounce ideas off another person that has been there, has done that, and is trying to, that can give you that outsider's perspective, that can give you the wisdom and the insights. Okay. So I'm sensing that sometime for this month, there will be somebody that fits the mold that will be in the picture for you. Could be a supervisor that you have right now. It could be, somebody that has traveled a lot and have even started their own company, their own organization, their own nonprofit, their own thing, that somebody who has made it. And they're a great source of inspiration and a wealth of knowledge as well, because they see you with a lot of possibilities, with a lot of ideas, but they're not seeing that connection that you're making. Okay. So I feel like you have somebody that's going to be coming into the picture to give you that type of inspiration. The last thing that I want to end on this note is, I'm drawn to this card here, and the Six of Pentacles basically indicates to me a financial windfall, a big financial windfall. And I feel like for some of you, there might have been some situation where I feel like there might have been somebody that passed away in the past. Okay, this could be like back in May, this could be even last year, but there might have been some disputes about inheritance, about the terms on the will, the terms of the contract, or some things not sorted out. And so this is the month in which things that are hidden, as it concerns money, as it concerns investment, as it concerns inheritances, all of those things will be coming to light, and it will help you resolve a lot of issues concerning finances, concerning money. And what I'm also seeing as well is information will also come to light as it concerns the work that you're doing and whether or not you should stay or you should pursue other opportunities. Because I feel like you're being pushed to do something more, to do something bigger and greater. And there's a lot of fears and anxieties within you. You don't want to be on center stage. You want to work behind the scenes. You want to make things okay for the people that wants to, be in the limelight. You want to be the person that takes care of logistics, takes care of things, so that whoever wants to steal the limelight can kind of shine on top. And you want to work behind the scenes. You want to be you want to have that, very low key lifestyle. And I feel that you're being groomed for a lot more. And you need to embrace that, because I feel that from the top down, if you're able to give yourself that leverage to rise to the top, you can make a lot of good sweeping changes for all the people at the bottom. You can enhance productivity. You can do things really well. You can provide mentorship, and you can also create that structure, that foundation for other people. Okay. So think of it in a way, it's like, we're not here to hog the limelight, but I feel that that might be the most meaningful way for you to give back. So if giving back is kind of like, your mentality, think of it as, I'm giving back in a way where it's not about charity. It's about organizational efficiency, being productive. So you would be, in a way, creating that structure for other people so that they can be a lot more productive, so that they can be a lot more, so that they come to work with a sense of purpose, with a sense of guidance that you're providing for them. Okay. So Virgos, I wish you all the best for this month. I feel like there are a lot of soul searching that you have been doing for the past few months. And I feel like there's a lot of clarity that's going to be coming through for you guys. Okay. So best of luck. And let's move on here to your love reading.